Alright, let's go. Bug last time was funny. Yeah, when I thought that Kyle was wearing the invisibility cape. And he super wasn't. Alright, who we got today? Oh, hey, it's you, Timbo. Good morning. Good morning, Clay. Did you sleep well? I slept. I dreamed about the whale a lot. I can't get its song out of my head. I wish I could say I slept last night. Doesn't sound very restful. It wasn't. At home, we write songs for our dead. Melodies that help them on their way to Twat. Like a musical torch. I think maybe the whale just knew what I needed to mourn it. What have you been dreaming about, Tia? Stars. Surely messages from Lady Cassiopeia that are meant to guide me. Maybe that's her way of comforting you. She doesn't need to comfort me. And yet she still does. Anyhow, I see you had time to prepare the quest. Wonderful, let's get started. Let's take this one step at a time. Clay, did you find the time to make some bread? I did. Decided on potato bread. I made you your own loaf so you can share it with your guests. I handed it to your little purple friend and told him to keep an eye on it. No, Andu, you ate my bread! Andu, you little shit! My bread! Well, that's gone. Thank you for feeding my familiar, Clay. Of course. Oh, look at the little blush. Did you enjoy the bread yesterday? Very much. I think we needed it. We both couldn't sleep, so we had some bread and just talked. I admit it was a pleasant way to wind down. What'd you talk about? Ferrets, I hope? Not quite. Many things, like I thought it'd be fun to make her niece one of the little dolls my granny taught me to make. It's like giving a glass of water to a cat near an edge, yeah. The ones with the flower dresses and mini axes. I don't have any siblings or cousins, but Tia said she's gonna make little star lamps for my parents' garden. That's so. He offered to cook for my family, and I can't offer to cook for his. My cooking skills are unimportant to my destiny. But I thought if I were to visit, it would be appropriate to bring some sort of gift. And who wouldn't want stars in their garden, especially now? Sounds lovely. Have you ever visited the Highlands? No, not thus far, though I have always wanted to. Our snow dragon building competitions are famous. Never heard of those. Oh. But they do sound intriguing. When I was young, one of my favorite stories the Elysian told me was that of the ever-burning flame. It is said to have been a gift from Leviathan to the first mortals. Along with it, he bestowed the power of elemental manipulation upon his chosen. I vaguely recall there being another version where one of his guardians stole the flame from him instead. Blasphemous hearsay is all that is. We should be thankful for the gifts he has given us. Always wanted to pay my respects to the flame. And it just happens to still be burning in an ancient temple in the Highlands. Keeping the hope of Asteria alive for eternity. So I'm looking forward to seeing it in person sooner rather than later, with a local guide no less. Never visited it before either, but I once went to the Autumn Glow Festival in Varika. You can see the temple from there. Autumn Glow Festival? What's this about? I'm sure he can tell you all about it another time. Please, let's get back to the quest. I have one more question. Fine, one more. What's your favorite animal? Why? Curious. I'm not sure. I've never been asked that before. You don't know what your favorite animal is? No. Do the dragons count? Not sure if you want to call a dragon an animal. You're right, that would be blasphemous. It would also be correct and funny, but their egos wouldn't take it. Tia, we have to figure out what your favorite animal is. Why, it doesn't matter. Of course it does. Getting to know yourself is one of the most wonderful experiences in the universe. I know myself. And yet you don't know what your favorite animal is. But don't worry, we'll figure it out together. Doesn't that sound fun, Tia? It doesn't. But, thank you. Hey, we unlocked more information about you. She is a seraph residing in the Aperture, a stronghold of Cassiopeia. Her curriculum was full of history lessons about the world and realms surrounding us. But apparently she never had enough time for self-expression and growth. I'm sure she'll get to know herself better eventually. Okay, and there's a new location. New locations opened up over here. That is a hard question. I mean, I know my answer. It's Owl, but I love the little dorks. Of course. Now, the quest. Of course. Should I add a quest about finding out what your favorite animal is? Yes. No. Worry, Innkeeper. I'll put one together myself. Thank you, Clay. So I'm assuming you're going together? Unfortunately, I was going to go alone, but Clay insisted on coming along. Why is that unfortunate? It's a very dangerous quest, and he's not practiced in the ways of a divine warrior. Could you imagine if he tried to befriend some bleak stalkers? That'd make for a fun story, I think. But if you really want to do this alone, you could just go by yourself. Who would make her fresh bread then? Exactly. That makes sense. Plus, I need to meet those bleak stalkers. I've never seen any before. I can't wait to find out what they like to eat. You. They like to eat you. Only if they're hungry. Could you at least try to be reasonable? I am. Local creatures can be very helpful. I know they can be dangerous too. Of course, it's important to have your guard up so you can defend yourself if you're scared. If they're scared. Generally, if you approach anything non-violently, they'll like you more. Maybe the innkeeper can give us some extra charisma too, so we can convince them to help us out. I could offer you some honey flowers as well. They can be very inspiring, even to bleak stalkers. I think so, at least. I've never tested that one out, actually. We could test it for you. Nonsense. We need to head into this knowing we'll have to fight our way through. The name Bleak Stalkers doesn't exactly inspire confidence in their hospitality. Not to mention they could very well be many more dangerous monsters roaming the abandoned Everbloom. We need to refresh our strength and hope that our mortal weapons will be enough to damage them. That's of concern. I could offer you some citron. It's infused with divine properties that'll bless your strikes. With a little help from the dragons, no creature should be able to withstand you, no matter how bleak. Citron can only be found deep within the Forbidden Valley. How would you even have access to that? Well, you know. No, I don't. Anyway, I think both of your strategies could work. Strength and citron will let you fight your way, but the right mix of defense, charisma, and honey flowers might offer a more unconventional solution. Can you help us decide? I don't want to argue. Sure. Yeah, no, I'm giving you the unconventional solution because that's the more interesting one. Alright, so... Big defense and charisma, which would be Frosted Lagoon, but I specifically need to put the infusion in here. These? Yes. Alright, so that gives me... speed. That gives me speed. Is there something like... Is there like a higher level of, what's it called that we have? Sunny Breeze, Sailor's Courage. Yeah, here we go. 1,000 Winds. This is what I need to make. Okay. So now that we've done that, I just put, 2 of you in there. And then some defense. Boom. Wait, is that not it? Huh? Oh, that's too much. That's too much. That was too much defense. Too much sauce. There we go. There's 1,000 wins. We can't give them too much defense. Jeez. Wouldn't want them to be too protected. Not the right drink. It has to be a recipe that fits. What do you mean? That does fit. Oh, I just need one. Never mind. Okay. I see. Never mind. Okay. Let's put that up there. So you... Yeah, you just need... 2 of this, you're saying? Yeah, it has to be the top one. So I guess what we need instead is... First snow. Okay, yeah. Because defense has to be the highest one. Alright, so that's good. It's fine. We're just giving Ondu some snacks. So 1, 2, 3. And then I think you need a little bit of this. Now that's a first snow. There we go. Yeah, the bread, you gotta wash that down with some potions. Oh, that looks so good. It has a little cloud above it. Love to hear the story about you befriending those bleak stalkers. Or at the very least, how their teeth were no match against your armor or your pecs. And a new approach couldn't hurt. Exactly. I would like less dead creatures this time. Fine. I trust your judgment, innkeeper. Good, you should. Thank you for your help, innkeeper, but we should be going now. Indeed. Wait, why are you in such a hurry? Yesterday I met Fable at the farmer's market, and they helped me pick out the right potatoes. And they even invited me to their barbecue on the 31st of Cassiopeia. So we need to make it back in time for that. You can always leave early if it takes too long. And what about you? What about me? Can I go to Fable's barbecue? You're also coming. I have to work. You also have to eat. Saving the world is bound to make you hungry. And you might even have fun, who knows? I will consider it. Let's hurry then. Let's? Innkeeper, can you let Fable Noble be back in time? Of course. I'll let them know as soon as they grace my tavern with their presence again. Oh yeah, Grace should know too. I think she's bringing her famous fortune nuggets. I'll tell her as well. I wish you a successful quest. Shall be so. See you soon. Clay is very wholesome. Kind of adorable. Okay, here you are again. Greetings, innkeeper. Hello, Archie. Good to see you again. It's always a delight to be here. It makes me feel like I'm part of something bigger already. Glad to hear that. Speaking of which, were you able to help those farmers out? Oh, yes. Talking to Fable was truly inspiring. They were so right. The farmers really had no interest in gold or riches. So instead, I helped them with reconstructing their land, barns, houses, with my own two hands. I even got some blisters from it. Remnants of my first ever heroic deed. Very exciting and painful. Now that I think about it, do you have a recipe for a drink that could help out in this specific situation? I want to be able to help every farmer with ease. I want to lift the heaviest logs and steel myself for the most stubborn splinters. You're right. A drink like that is still missing from my recipe book. Let me think of something. Oh, thank you dearly. When I was making my way to your tavern, I walked past an astounding duo of adventurers. Steel tonic. Eh. I don't like how it's just in a thing of steel. A stunning seraph and a massive half-giant. They were so utterly impressive. I aspire to be like them someday. Feels like I'm in a book, like I delved headfirst into one of the stories on my bookshelf. Magic and adventures surrounding me with every step, and unknown lurking dangers in the shadows. This is all so exciting. But now I'm just daydreaming. Originally, I came here seeking one of your magical drinks. Of course. What would you like? Preferably something that'll help me defend myself from devious dangers, like splinters in my hands. The drink I had last time did... well, I presume it did something, but those splinters were a real nuisance, I'll tell you that. Gotcha, don't worry. Okay. Something for splinters. Which is just a frosted lagoon. Which is just a frosted lagoon. Yeah. Okay. I saw a review, which was kind of hilarious for this game, that just said, if I have to make one more Swift Strike, I'll go crazy or something like that. Because you do have to make Swift Strike, I feel like, more than anything else in this game. Mostly because it's the only thing Fable wants. But a lot of other characters want it as well. Protection against your arch nemesis, splinters, here you go. Huh, I can already feel my skin getting tougher. When people grow calluses is my secret party trick. Maybe I should bring my friend here someday. Your drink mixing magic is quite popular, really. Oh, your friend, is he from Winmore as well? That is correct. I've known him since we were kids. Mostly due to our parents being of similar wealth and influence. I think we were kind of chosen to be friends. We decided to write each other letters when he's not here in Zenith. He's actually in kind of a dire situation right now. You see, he's a diplomat, deeply involved in the whole Adiria mainland negotiations. Due to him being nearly kidnapped during his last business trip to Diria, he decided to fire his entire personal security crew. Does seem like the drink assortment's kind of a second thought. Yeah. If I had a complaint about this game, the art's fantastic, the writing is really fun and everything, but the drink mixing in particular, just, like, there doesn't really seem to be much going on there. kind of the same for the quests, although the quests have a little bit more going on, but the drink mixing is kind of just like... It doesn't really have me solving puzzles a lot of the time. I thought it was going to be more like I had to guess what they need for their quest instead of them explicitly telling me, basically. And then the quest could potentially end differently depending on if I gave them the right thing or not. You ask me, his reaction was a little over the top, but I don't interfere with his decisions, so... Now he doesn't have any bodyguards and I would like to help him. But honestly, I have no clue what I should do. He definitely doesn't need my money, just like the farmers didn't. He's got more than enough of it as it is. And if you're brave enough, you could volunteer to be his bodyguard. Splendid idea, I like how you think. But I don't know if I'm strong enough. Even with your magically infused drinks, he might need more protection than I could offer. Well, I still do that thing with the quests. Well, you're right. I could just hang up a quest on your pinboard. And then some brave adventurers will offer to help us out. My friend means the world to me. I would never forgive myself if something were to happen to him. So if you're looking for the best bodyguards in Zenith... Absolutely. Well, I already have some folks in mind that are more than qualified. Let's hope my quest writing skills are enough to attract just the right people. You write a lot? No. Yes. Sometimes. I love to write stories about cunning and courageous adventurers. Somehow they always manage to get out of the most dreadful situations by cheating death multiple times. But that's, well, writing doesn't really fit the image of heroic adventurer himself, does it? Why would I dream of other people's journeys if I could live the tales myself? Hey, Knife the Rainbow. Welcome in. You got a fair point. Also, it's always easier to write about things you've experienced firsthand. Absolutely. Oh, I can't wait to see my friend again and help him out. I'll be more than prepared. Fable also offered to teach me how to use a bow. How could I say no to such an enticing offer, getting taught by the Fable of the Ashen Grove themselves? It's more than I could have ever dreamed of. They also mentioned another friend of theirs, an imposing Vukakin lady named Carolyn. Do you know her by any chance? Yeah. Oh, Carolyn? Yeah, I know her quite well. She's a regular. A regular? Oh, innkeeper, you're just full of surprises. This tavern is full of hidden treasures. Apparently Lady Carolyn is bored because her newest protege is on a mission and hasn't returned yet. So she'll be joining my training with Fable. Oh, you're in for a ride? How thrilling! I really can't contain my excitement. But for now, I've got to think of the right words for the job posting. Don't worry about that. Assembling quests for patrons is one of my services. Really? That would be so helpful. I got you. You'll have the perfect crew of bodyguards for your friend assembled in no time, trust me. Thank you so much, and also thank you for the drink. Coming in here is always a delightful source of inspiration. Always happy to help. Until then, innkeeper. See you next time, adventurer. Bye-bye. Hi. You're new. Hello. Are you a... What would you be? A tiefling? That's kind of what you make me think of. I think it's a tiefling. I think that's what I'm thinking of. Let me see here. Tiefling. Yeah, you kind of remind me of a tiefling a little bit. I think that might be what they're going for. I don't see any horns, though. Oh, wait, no, I do see horns. Never mind. Yeah, no, that's definitely tiefling. Okay. Hey, yeah. How's it going? Hello. Come on in. It's a cute little tavern, I'm not gonna lie. Wasn't that convinced from the outside, but the interiors are really adorable. I'm glad. Are you accustomed to more opulent interiors? For sure, but I do enjoy the cozy feeling of a simple tavern. You know, it's good being away from the hustle and bustle of the big city sometimes. I get that. Are you new in town? I am. How'd you know? It's been a while since I last saw a phantasm around here. Phantasm? Oh, I see. I came here straight from the capital, just needed a moment to breathe, you get me? Oh, I do. That's why I settled here, on the outskirts of Zenith. Tiefling or a succubus or something based on the shirt? Yeah. Also wondering what this is. Instrument of some sort? This town is big enough for me to never run out of work, but small enough to not feel overwhelmed. Yeah, exactly. So you run this business, innkeep? Correct. Just me and my familiar in this tavern. Oh, and all the regulars that come here, of course. Of course. And with whom do I have the pleasure today? Perhaps one of my next regulars? Who knows? Maybe. The name's Voyage, but you may call me Voy. Ah, okay. Flirty. Flirty. Very flirty. Do I have a thing for you yet? No. I like your music. Okay, I'm getting like... I'm getting like Zevron vibes from you. Alright, Voy. Got it. What can I do for you today? Well, I mean, drink would be the way to go, I suppose. Wait, don't tell me you haven't heard of me. Not yet. Suppose I should have? I'm the Voy, the famous bard. Ring any bells? Nope. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking bard based off of the instrument. Well, I guess you'll have to get to know me then. And what better way to do so than with a fine drink made by the finest innkeeper? You're a real sweet talker, aren't you? I guess I am. Yeah. Oh my god, the blush and the wink? You're very flirty! Is there something specific you'd like? No. Surprise me with something that'll make me even more irresistible, like a real Prince Charming. Okay. I feel like this is probably a good amount of people's favorite character. Thousand Winds, Frosted Lagoon. The jewelry is very nice. I love it too. I also like that they are purple. Purple, I say. Thank you for the kiss. I appreciate it. And this drink give you an untwistable silver tongue. Oh, this is good. Nearly as good as my musical talent. I have a feeling this drink might influence your next performance. The cleavage is nice too. I mean, what? Yeah, no, the cleavage is there. Just peeking out, you know? Well, to boost my charisma even further. You have to wait and see. Just say you might want to come back afterwards to get another drink. Oh, now you're teasing me. How about you tell me more about you now? Didn't you want me to get to know you better? Not untied to your counter, innkeeper, because I'm about to knock your socks off. Bring it on. God, this is so sexually charged. So, right in front of you is the one and only Voy. Traveler of lands, stealer of hearts, and the most famous bard in all of Phaesia. Not only because of his immaculate talent, but also because of his good looks, I might add. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Fairly impressed. Of course you are. Might I ask for an autograph later then? What brings you here, Voy? As I said, just needed a breath of fresh air. Short break from the big city. Is it hard being famous? Not really, no. Maybe a little bit. Sometimes. But making music and performing is my job, and I absolutely love it. So it's not a big deal, really. It just makes me cherish the quieter moments. Makes sense to me. Would it be cool if I kept you in your little familiar company for a bit? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Hey, look at the kissy face in the heart. Voy, short for Voyage, is a very famous bard working in the capital. He needed a short break from all the fame and troubles being a musician comes with, and ended up here in Zenith. He's a particularly flirty fellow, though he falters when you happen to match his energy. Yeah, I noticed that. If we flirted back... if we flirted back, he freaked out a little bit. He was like, I don't know what to do when they actually flirt back. Oh yeah, the border decor, like signature in the hearts. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, you check out. That makes sense. Absolutely. Make yourself at home. Nice. How many people have you spanked with that tail? Hi? Hello there, traveler. What can I get you? Usually it's my role to ask that, but given the circumstances, I'll humor you. Well, this is my tavern, and it has come a long way. Love the color of the walls. A new coat? It's been a good few years since my last renovation. But yes, thought it was time to accept some change into my life. Thought so. What is life if not the constant changing of the self? How I missed your endless wisdom, Quincy. can only imagine, innkeeper. Look like you might be in need of a refreshment. How about a drink? Yeah, long journey. Surprised me with something as charismatic as your little establishment. What are you? You had like vials on your arm. Are you like an apothecary or something? Let's see. Okay. What did you want? You want charisma. There's more characters in this than I imagined. Can we talk about that too? Like, I feel like most games like this usually have like 6 to 8 main characters that you get to know and stuff. This though? This has got a ton of characters. Some of them aren't even listed in my journal, but they're still here just to like add flavor to the world and stuff, which is neat. So we just need another spoken heart. A lot of people needing some charisma coming in here recently. Here you go. Liquid charisma. My specialty. This tastes magical. Seems like you've improved a good deal since last time. Practice makes perfect, after all. Oh, I just realized you have 3 fingers. Indeed. So what brings you to this corner of the world? Oh, I'm looking for the feathers of a peculiar little bird. They're said to only reside in the neighborhood, or continent, rather. What bird? The golden loon. I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but the golden loon? They're quite beautiful to behold. If I were you, I'd look for them near a big lake. That's where they usually hang out. They're only in Fisoa. Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking, Alchemist, because the bottle's on the arm too. The goggles, yeah, I didn't notice the goggles, but I'm noticing the tats now too. That's why I came all this way. Oh, plumage of gold, glistening in lights of day. Travelers bold. Would be a very poetic way to greet them. Tell that to the stupid song of Vigor Guild. They didn't like it? No, they don't like anything that isn't mainstream. Like subtext. Isn't that what lyrical works are all about? Pouring your heart and soul into something for others to take in? And only if you push away the layers and read between the lines will you find the true meaning. Exactly my thinking. It's just that now I'm afraid that they might laugh at me. Or remember me as the bard without a heart, all because they don't understand. No, there's nothing wrong with being afraid. Fear can sometimes keep us safe from danger. But sometimes, something to keep in mind is that fear does not stop death, it stops life. Do you enjoy your art? Yeah, and I want others to enjoy it too. For one, greatly enjoyed your Golden Loon haiku. Me too. Oh, innkeeper, thank you. Shouldn't base your value on whether people like what you create or not. There will always be those who don't get it and those who find themselves in it. Do it for the people who appreciate your art, but most importantly, do it for yourself. That's one way to look at it. Yeah, I mean, you're never gonna make everyone happy. 3 fingers and bottles and goggles and bandana make me think bombs. Yeah. You know, I imagined all this so differently, way easier for sure. Moving from Chagarn, the smallest of towns, to the big city, I'd always dreamt of joining the SOV guild. And then they promptly rejected me. But I'm Voyage, and I don't give up because of things like that. I don't need a guild to get out there and share my music. All I need is me and my Hagwim? I'm guessing that's your instrument. That's right. I've seen many people spend too much time giving attention to those who will never understand them. My 2 cents, live for what you believe in, and allow others to make their own decisions. That's what I'm doing. Good. But unfortunately I have to leave now. Gotta find those loons before it gets dark. It's nice having you around, Quincy. Till next time, and don't forget, take care of yourself, innkeeper, and be safe out there, Voyage. You too. Nice guy. Yeah, he's an old friend. Didn't know you do friends. Perhaps we could be friends too, innkeeper. Or, I feel like you're about to say or something more. Not yet. Oh. Maybe one day. Voyage is trying real hard. Ah, Grandma with Voyage, yeah. Welcome back. I can keep your strongest strength. This is an emergency. What happened? Oh, hey! Other best character. It's absolutely urgent. Relationships are on the line. Not lives? Listen, Innkeep, I'll tell you the story, don't worry. But you gotta be a little patient, because Baya really needs a drink first. Yes, please. What do you need? Same as last time? Oh, that one was really delicious. I'd love to taste it again, please. Got it. Get you something that makes you feel as agile as a spider again. Okay, well, about that Swift Strike. We're making a Swift Strike. This is different music. I still forget what goes in it sometimes. It's defense and int. Int looks so yummy. There we go. There you go. My strongest drink to the rescue. Thank you. This is... good. Oh, thank the dragons. That pause made me so nervous. Really thought he would mess it up. So I have so much faith in me, Una. Ah, you're welcome. Baya, are you feeling better now? Yes. At least a little bit. It's good to hear. Please fill me in on the situation. Never seen you this upset, Baya, and you have to endure the Bloomtide Festival every year. Alright. So, I have this group of friends. They're girlfriends. We three have been inseparable for at least a few centuries. But now... Arrgh. I instinctively ask an emotionally vulnerable and sweet girl what's trouble in her, Innkeeper. Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. It's okay. How about I tell him what's going on, Baya? That you don't have to strain yourself. Thank you. Okay, so Sweet Baya over here had a long-lasting group of friends, right? Right? They're a trio, inseparable for at least a few hundred years. And they're an adorable trio, might I add. The Swamp Monster, the Banshee, and the Mara Morgan. Oh. Ah yes, the Mara Morgan, the wrathful spirit that is known to drown men. I've heard she doesn't really differentiate between genders, though. Yep, that's right. Anyway, the Mara Morgan and the Banshee are a couple. So I figured. Have been for a while. I recall them coming by once or twice. Right now, how should I put it? They're in a domestic dispute. For some reason, the two have completely stopped talking to each other. They even refuse to show up to Baya's monthly tea parties, insisting they'll only come if the other isn't invited. Why? I don't know. It's like they don't like each other anymore. And soon they won't like me anymore either. That would smell like a breakup. Let's not catastrophize. I don't want my friend group to fall apart. I feel you, Baya. People have always left me. Because I scare them. I don't want them to leave me too. Oh no, I'm sure they won't. Say something, Innkeeper. Don't worry, Baya. Been together for so long they must have already solved numerous arguments. They'll get through this one too. He's right. They've been through worse. But... what if he's wrong? What if they do break up? What if they really leave me? I just wish there was something I could do to help them. If I might add my 2 cents real quick. Hi, I'm Voy, that's short for Voyage. You might have heard of me before. I'm pretty famous. No. Doesn't ring any bells, sorry. Anyway. So, Baya, that's your name, right? Mm-hmm. What's keeping you from getting to know other people? You seem really chill. Well, usually everyone's afraid of me. But the Innkeeper has always been nice to me, I trust them. And I've known Una for a while now. Didn't she pick endangered flowers from your backyard last time you met? Yes. The bouquet was really cute. I know, right? Meet a lot of people when you travel across the lands looking for potential clients and work. Honestly, I've seen stranger creatures than her in my years as an adventurer. Baya is also really cute under all that moss and kelp. Oh, shush. Oh. I mean, you might look terrifying, that's true. But maybe you just have to figure out how to get through to people. I'm sure they want to be your friends. I don't know about that. Usually they try to burn me. Luckily, I don't scar easily. Ooh, what a nice metaphor. I might have to use that in the new song if you don't mind. People hurting you over and over again just because they're afraid. Exes leaving you and you always manage to get over them. It's not a metaphor. Once every few months, people surround me with torches and pitchforks. Oh. Duh. Well, that's unfortunate. You don't say, kid. But honestly, I know how you feel. Sometimes facing people is terrifying when you feel so different. But there's always something to love about everyone, like my handsome smile or enchanting voice. Maybe people would enjoy my spa. You want a spa? That's fantastic! Yes. You should come visit sometime, Voy, that's short for voyage. Just Voy is fine. Do you want to come to Una? I'd love to, yes. Nothing more soothing for old bones than a nice swamp bath. You get a lot of customers? No. None. Maybe I can change that. Let me advertise your spa at my next performance. I would love that. Thank you. No worries, Baya. Let's get back to your girlfriends. Innkeep. Don't you know that someone could help them out? The situation is kind of tricky. They might need a mediator. Absolutely hang up a quest for you if you want. That would be great. Thank you so much. Of course, making my patrons happy is part of my job. Now who's the sweet talker, huh? But now I have to wait, right? Yes, unfortunately. How about you show us around your spa in the meantime? It would be my pleasure. And once we're back, there will be a solution for your two friends. Maya, more information on you. Where are you at? There you are. Maya is a bit shy due to some bad experience with other people. That led to her having only a small group of friends, and now that they're fighting, she's afraid of ending up alone again. Working through her fears, she's invited my customers to her spa. I bet her mud masks are out of this world. Quest, go to the spa, please, but be nice. Yeah. No pressure. There's a millennium-long relationship on the line, remember that. Absolutely no pressure. I'll see what I can do. Thank you. See you then, Innkeep. Yeah, see ya. Oh, I can't wait to feel how smooth my skin is after a mud mask. Think I can take my crochet hook with me? Later. At the end of day? Okay, we gotta make a new quest though. The capital is wrapped in roots protected by the divine. Roots of the ether tree. Strangers come to town. Diplomat fighters and talking to personal guard. He's looking for new fighters to protect him. Usual amount of undead seem to be haunting the west. Mara Morgan and the Banshee are a loving couple most of the time, but their current fight has their best friend Baya very worried. Legulate's gift from dragons is very impressive. The area seems to be very unsafe, at least if you're cattle. A few animals have not returned. Crash of spinal rhinos collapsed a canal bridge connecting Dyria to the mainland, spawning the worst thing of all, budget discussions. Banshee is haunting the lonesome lagoon, wailing a song that will shatter your bones, hopefully hyperbole. In the riverbanks of the Shivermere hides the Maramorgan, a wrathful spirit prone to drowning men, women, and everything in between. Okay, so... the Maramorgan, a Banshee are a loving couple most of the time, but the current fight has their best friend Baya very worried. A Banshee is haunting the lagoon, and where was the other one? Okay, here we go. The riverbanks of the Shivermere hides the Maramorgan, a wrathful spirit. Yep. Boom. Yep, known for her passion for drowning transpassers, and the Banshee are terrifying creatures in love. Yep, because of a dispute, their relationship's on the line. Alright, so now my next quest. So this is the diplomat that's looking for new fighters. Strangers come to town, he likes plum crepes. Grapes and... Capital is wrapped in roots protected by divine according to a myth and ancient. Okay, unusual amount of undead. Undead snails. The area seems to be very unsafe, at least for cattle. I don't know what goes in here. Honestly? Like, it's saying I have a new quest, but... I know the one that, that What's-His-Face gave me. Protect him from the dangers of a business trip. Usual amount of undead. Let's try that. And then... Diria seems to be very unsafe. Try that? No. Okay, so that's not right. Usual amount of undead. I guess we have a lot of things about Diria. Diria seems very unsafe. There it is. Political tension ensued when the canal bridge connecting Diria to the mainland collapsed, especially because spinel rhinos can't exactly be held responsible. The ambassador tasked with solving this mess is a young noble, and his worried best friend insists he is still in dire need of a new personal guard, especially since the roads are unsafe for travelers if those travelers are cattle. Alright, there we go. It's a lot of our notes gone. Take this opportunity to clean my glasses a little bit. There you go, Ondu. Look at those eyes. Alright. It Takes Two, or 3. I played that game. Is this gonna be my first trio quest? Hey, Melly. Zoa's best detective duo has returned. Welcome back, Melly and Malachite John. I'm calling him Aura now. Because he's giving you migraines? Oh god, don't make me think about auras. No. No, because of his gloomy aura, of course. Well then, Melly, Aura, it's good to have you two back in town. I assume you were going to solve the mystery surrounding... You were able to solve the mystery surrounding the missing familiars? Yes, with the help of my trusty assistant, I was able to figure it out. That's remarkable, I have to say. Good thing you went with her, Aura. It was a dangerous mission. Did you encounter a T-Rex? Of course not. We were nearly burned alive. That's not what I would have expected. You must always expect life to double-cross you. Glad you both made it back in one piece. But I'm curious, what was the reason behind those vanishing familiars? Do I need to worry about Ondu disappearing too? How about we tell you what happened in Zoford, but only in exchange for 2 free drinks. I can see you've learned a thing or two on your first big mission. Aura taught me how to be more cunning. Only the basics. No need to be so humble, you taught her well. What kind of drink would you like today, Melly? I want something... something that'll polish my investigative and deductive skills. A drink that'll make me even smarter than I am now, so no mysterious case like this one will ever be unsolvable. Coming right up. Okay, big smart drink. So... I think it's this... and then 2 charisma. I'm gonna guess and see if I get it right. Sparkling Nebula. Yeah. And that is what you wanted, right? Yep. Ding. I remembered that one. Let's see if this will make your brain cells multiply. Thank you. Let me try. Oh, this is good. I can already feel it. I'm gonna be completely unstoppable. Oh no. Oh yes. Initially I wanted to sit this one out, but I might actually need a drink now. My pleasure if it means I get to hear your story. Also, I'm longing for another one of your little secrets. Right. We made a deal. Correct, correct. So what will it be today? Maybe something that'll help me counter her verbal attacks, now that she's linguistically invincible. So the usual. Alright, give me a second. That's just... charisma. Yeah, you do like your charisma. Boom. 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 And then what else goes into a spoken heart? It was defense and attack, that's what I thought. Boom. Boom. They are a very adorable team. I like just like the bubbly kid getting stuck with like the edgelord. It's very fun. I do like how the people group up into teams. Should make things easier. Oh. I can see it in his face. Is it that bad? Huh? No, silly, he likes it. You can clearly see it in the way his scarf is moving. Ah, I see. My deductive skills aren't that bad after all. Think you could teach me a thing or two sometime? Of course, then we'll be a trio. A detective, her trusty assistant, and a curious apprentice. I like the sound of that. It's been a while since I've been an apprentice. I remember being asked if I wanted to be a part of this. And I couldn't have completed that quest without you. Also, being a detective's trusty assistant is an honorable duty. And I'm glad you came with me. Of course, I can let you walk headfirst into the open maw of a hungry T-Rex. Heh. Did you actually encounter a T-Rex in Zoford? No, don't be silly. For a moment I thought you just shared one of your many secrets with me. Right, guess you owe one of those. I owe you one of those now. My hair isn't actually all black. I know, that's not a secret. I can clearly see the white streak. Anyways. But now, please, I'm dying to know what happened in Zoford. So, thanks to the golden feathers, we made it to Zoford in the blink of an eye. I don't think I've ever felt that fast in my life. It was like he had the zoomies. They helped us remain unseen, too. Thanks to your drink, we were able to sneak around the city without attracting too much attention. Those ghosts were the clue we needed. I knew we'd find something at a dock, so we made our way there. She was right. In the dead of night, just hours after we had left your tavern, we spotted a peculiar dog roaming near the water. We watched as it tried to sneak onto a cargo ship. It behaved weird. Undog-like. It hid behind some barrels and kept looking left and right before it started to sneak aboard. I'd never seen a dog do that before. Looked like it didn't know how to be a dog. Didn't use its nose, its ears. It was just off. We watched as one of the workers noticed the dog and scared it away. But my investigative senses were tingling. So we started asking around, as detectives do when they want to collect some evidence. A few people said they had seen some animals with odd behaviors. Most of them thought they had some kind of illness, like rabies, or that they were spirits disguised in animal form sent by a sea witch. So they stayed away and minded their own business. A very high-class detective of them, but they made for fine witnesses. Apparently there's something like a weekly get-together for all the town's familiars. We decided to check it out. And we managed to track down a few of the participating familiars to get more insight. It was a little tricky since none of them wanted to talk to us at first. I think they were a bit wary of strangers. Also seems to be difficult for familiars to speak to people they don't know. Must have something to do with their magical abilities. But with our combined charm and charisma, Aura and I were finally able to gain the trust of one of them. And they told us something strange. They said all those familiars that went missing seemed to have been in contact with one particular magician. So of course we had to pay that wizard a visit. Preferably when he wasn't at home. I think that's called burglary. Finding out his address was child's play. Apparently he's quite popular among the people of Zoford. Just took Aura a bit of well-executed bribery to find the mage's home. Did you take some notes? I did. Prepare yourself to be my test subject, innkeeper. I think I'm getting a call. Oh no, that's an Amber Alert. Oh jeez. Alright. Should I be scared? Maybe. Only a little bit, though. Very well. Your drink really did wonders. We managed to break in without anyone noticing. It was so exciting. We stuck around looking for evidence, maybe a hidden ritualistic chamber or something like that. Did you find one? Sadly, no. But we found his office with the door open. Inside were a lot of books about different kinds of animals and familiars. We figured he just loved animals, or at least needed that knowledge for something else. As any world-class detective would, I also checked his trash can. Did you find leftovers? Well, nothing to help solve the case. But I did find something that you'd like between all that shredded paper. It looked like a recipe for a magical drink, just like the ones you serve. Ta-da! Silent Owl. Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, and look, it even has like a little owl face on it. It looks like a barn owl. Yeah. Owl. Big intelligence and attack and speed. It's very useful. That's what I thought. Anyways, Aura and I will continue our search for clues. His office also had books about common and uncommon diseases in animals, so we kind of had a connection to the reported cases of rabies. Thought it was a bit of a stretch, not that I could change her mind. That wasn't all we found. Next to his desk in a small cupboard were his diaries. They were full of notes and spells I didn't understand. Something about transmutational magic. While she studied his diaries, I rummaged through his belongings and scrolls. I had absolutely no clue what any of it meant until I found something of interest. Detailed instructions on how to unbind a familiar from their services. thought began to manifest itself in my brain, though I couldn't quite grasp it yet. But somehow my instincts told me I had all the information I needed. I just had to stitch everything together. In your mind palace? Kinda like what I do when I assemble my quests. Exactly! But right when I tried getting to it, we heard the front door squeak and creak as someone entered the house. Tried to hide, of course, but we hadn't been quick enough with our investigation. And definitely not subtle, either. The whole place looked super chaotic. The wizard immediately knew something was off. A potentially dangerous person on high alert is even more dangerous, so we had to be on guard. Aura hid under the table, but I had other plans. I managed to jump on a bookshelf and wedge myself right on top under the ceiling. So I was hidden, but could still see the whole room. Good call. Heh. I watched as the magician barged in, but he wasn't alone. He was accompanied by a lizard, a colorful bird, and a two-headed sheep. Oh no, not one of those again. Huh? It's nothing. Please continue. A lizard, a bird, and a two-headed sheep? Are you just talking about a chimera? It was so weird. The bird didn't know how to fly, the wizard walked on two legs, and the sheep's head always looked in the same direction. The lizard walking on two legs? Gex? Was it Gex? As if they didn't know how to be real animals, just like the dogs from the docks. Now he had proof. The weird animals were definitely connected to the weird wizard. And as if the wizard noticed something, he stopped and said to the animals, "No, you three get out of here. I don't want you to get in trouble or hurt." I already had my fingers wrapped around the handle of my knife, ready to strike. Sure, he felt my murderous intent. It does sound like he cared about those animals. That's what I thought too. As soon as they had left the room, I saw him create a ball of flame in his hand. He was ready to strike. And I knew I had to do something. He would have done horrible things to Aura. So I meowed. Like a cat? Uh-huh. I pretended to be a cat. And somehow it worked, even though I was wearing clothes. The wizard turned around and saw me on top of the bookshelf. His features turned from worried to soft in a millisecond, and he said, "Oh, little rascal, how'd you get in here? Did I lock you in? You must be terribly scared." Okay, this wizard is me. I see cute cat and I'm like, oh. I mean, I would probably question the fact that you're wearing shoes and a cloak, but... And I was scared, but not for the reason he thought. So I just meowed a second time, as you do when you're pretending to be a cat. And then he said very politely, "Would you please come down here? This room isn't the place for little cats, but I can offer you a cup of milk instead." And that was a very tempting offer, so as any cat would, I answered, "No, but I would love some chocolate milk." Quasi's ultimate downfall is just a cat in a room. Exactly! I kinda forgot that cats don't usually speak. Needless to say, his face was priceless. And then his hand started to light up again. Immediately knew she was in danger, so I broke every possible rule the Thieves Guild taught me and just popped up from underneath the table. It was very brave of you. Don't know if I'd have been so fearless. Well, I had to. The wizard turned around. He was surprised, maybe even scared, but he was also ready to fire at me. I already saw my life flashing before my eyes. Before I could even think about it, I yelled, "We know you don't mean any harm. You're just trying to protect those familiars, right?" Apparently I hit a nerve. He stopped right in his tracks. Took advantage of that moment and tried to explain why we were in his home in the first place. Told him everything about the quest, the familiars, the weird dog. Usually I'm not very good with words, but well, your drink definitely did what it was supposed to. I don't know how, but I think we managed to de-escalate the situation. He looked panicked after that. Before that, as if he was being chased. Maybe he actually expected people to come after him. Hearing all the clues out of Aura's mouth kind of flipped a switch in my brain. And I could see the truth right in front of me. Suddenly, everything made so much sense. I jumped down from the shelf and began my conclusion. It is clear to me that you, the accused, do not have ill intentions. However, that does not make you innocent. You're still involved in the disappearances of some familiars. He was walking back and forth while she gave her speech. Needless to say, the wizard and I were equally confused. I can see it in my head, her just like smugly walking around giving this speech. You're fond of animals, and as such also familiars, and while I don't know anything about magic, I have heard the term transmutational before. Who hasn't, honestly? It's a proudly used term. That right there was a blatant lie. So I, the world's greatest detective, have concluded You are turning familiars into animals, or at least you're making them look like animals. You also were accompanied by some of those turned familiars, and you cared for their safety. That means they're here of their own free will. So by turning them into animals, you did them a favor. They wanted to be transmuted. But now their patrons and other familiars can't reach them anymore. And they're worried that something bad happened to them, and that's why we're here. Case closed. Thank you, Columbo. Big sip. That's pretty impressive. And you figured that out all by yourself? Yep. The magician was also really impressed. I totally hit the nail on the head. Explained again that we were just here to investigate. That it was also necessary for the familiars and their friends and families to talk to each other. The remaining familiars wanted an explanation, as well as their former mages. The wizard already felt guilty for doing something behind their backs, of course. Turns out the familiars were unhappy in their dragon-like bodies and much preferred feeling like real animals. But they were afraid of telling their patrons and familiar friends, so none of their remaining acquaintances knew what had happened. Of course, they expected the worst. Why else would your friends just leave you alone and disappear without a trace? Yeah. Obviously, none of them wanted to continue like that, so we just helped set up a meeting for them to talk it out. And they did. All the magicians were very understanding, if a little sad to lose their connections. The other familiars also welcomed them with open arms, even though they were a little confused at first. They needed a while to understand why their friends wanted to be animals. But I think they got it eventually. So all in all, it sounds like a very successful quest. Absolutely. Glad you got to uncover the truth. Heh, me too. The magician even decided to give us something in return. Neither of us have any use for it, so we wanted you to have it. Don't say that. That makes it sound like it's a bad gift, and it's not. What is it then? It's a ring of beast storing, with a lost familiar inside of it. He found it a long while ago, but its patron never showed up. We named it Renu. Lena can't take care of it, and I have my sheepfish Rufus. But you have Ondu, so you already know how to take care of a mini dragon. Oh, I absolutely do. You might enjoy some company. So thank you two very much. Oh, look at my little friend! Oh my god! Look at how cute it is! Oh my god, my little baby! Look at it yawn! Oh my god, that's adorable. It's just so floppy and tired. Are we chicken littling? I don't know what that means. Maybe? I don't know what that means though. I'm freaking out about this little baby though. What does the verb form of chicken little mean? Need to get back to Rufus now. He gets lonely without me sometimes. No, the yawn was adorable, Bugs. It was so cute. Look, it's blowing bubbles! Oh my god. Oh my god. This is great. Where's they get lonely without him? He's my pet. I need to take care of him. Don't worry, I'm sure Fable did a good job. Though it's nice to see how much you care for your pet. I keep getting distracted reading the text because I want to look at Remu. It was Renu, right? Renu. Look at you. You're so tired. I just love the like tail slaps too. It reminds me when my cats are laying down and they're slapping their tail on the ground. It's been my only friend since my parents died a long time ago. Oh. Were they also eaten by zombies? No. They were burned alive. Oh. Oh no. I remember it as if it were yesterday. It was late afternoon and my parents wanted to visit the adjacent village to buy some grain. But they never returned. I wanted to look for them. But when I got to the village, every house, every barn, and even the ground was ablaze. I heard yelling, people screaming in pain, pleading for help. My parents were nowhere to be found. Few of the survivors confirmed they had seen them earlier that day, before the fire. I later found out the perpetrator was the pretentious son of a noble family. He had a disagreement with the farmer over some payments and instead paid a bunch of criminals to set fire to his barn. The fire spread uncontrollably and devoured everything in its path, including innocent lives, just like it did today. That's awful. I'm sorry, Aura. It's alright. I bottled all my emotions up and combined them into desire. For a family? For revenge. Oh. But that sounds like a lonely desire, though. And you haven't found any friends since then? No. The people in the Thieves Guild helped me survive, but they weren't particularly keen on friendship. So I just chose the lonely path that was meant for me. That's not very nice of them. Now you have me! And we're best friends now. And accomplices. And we can found our own guild. With blackjack and hookers. I gotta go for the Futurama reference, I can't help it. Okay. Melly. As is fitting for a young detective, she's always eager to learn and experience new things, though her youth leads her to attach to the people around her rather quickly. On a different note, her favorite drink is hot chocolate. Looks like I have another recipe to add to my list very soon. Like a detective's guild. No. Okay, update on Aura as well. Even a grumpy, lonesome person like him can't resist a certain stray cat's charm. Even though the rules of the Shadowbane Steve Guild and murderous oaths were all he knew for a long time, maybe they'll consider an alternative career in the future. Detective's assistant, for example. Aww. Give us a few more quests and we'll be the most famous detectives in all of Phesia. Sure of that. Hey, Hex. And a good mythical morning to you, innkeeper. This time it's actually still morning. But that doesn't mean it isn't also morning somewhere else in the world as well. Of course not. It's a really cute hat you're wearing. Thanks. Can I try it on sometime? Only if you tell me your name. Fellow Master of Bribery, I see. But there's nothing more you can possibly teach me. A world-class detective like me doesn't need extra lessons in bribery. So, you're a detective. Yes. The best detective in all of Phesia, I might add. I'm Melina, by the way, but you can call me Melly. Happy to make your acquaintance, Melly. I'm Hexagon Hex, but you can call me Hex. Like, by your last name? No, Hex, as in short for Hexagon, obviously. Ah. And who's that grim-looking fellow next to you? Oh, him? They look grouchy, but they're my world-class assistant. Not by choice. His name is Aura. I'm sure it is, yes. Nice to meet you, Aura. I think you've gotten enough information out of me. Can I try your hat on now? That's a tricky one. You see this little star pendant at the tip of my hat? Uh-huh. Classifies me as a wizard of the Primordial Sea. Silver one, I might add, one of Leviathan's most trusted confidants. Ooh. And all of his knowledge is directly transmitted to anyone with a hat like mine. In particular, silver stars like me have access to information that leaked to the masses would break the order of the world. Oh wow, I like how your tail gets ruffled up when you get scared. That's such a nice detail. Every silver star has to go through extensive mental training. Such amounts of knowledge would drive any mortal without proper training insane. No. So I can't let you try on my hat without endangering your life. And I couldn't forgive myself if I were the reason Phesia's best detective went mad. That is very honorable of you. But I, the great detective Melina, have concluded that you, Hexagon Hex, are nothing but a bad liar. Heh, you're a great detective indeed. I honestly thought you were pretty convincing, Hex. Thank you. Wait, did you actually believe him? Of course not. I just happen to know a thing or two about the Primordial Sea. Read a few books, heard some rumors, you know how it is. And I really doubt Leviathan would share his precious knowledge with a mere mortal. Nothing against you, Hex. You got me there. Gotta say, you're really convincing. I sure am. Looks like even a great detective like me never stops learning. Honestly, you could have just told me no, though. I would have revealed my name even without a promising magic hat on the line. But it's more fun this way. I think honesty is also an important skill to master. Whatever you say, detective. Hex, what brings you here today? Ah, nothing really. I was just longing for another one of your drinks. You know, the kind that would flood my head with new ideas. Leave it to me. Okay, so this is just Big Smart. Big Smart once again. Hey Ondu, do you like your new friend outside? Do you like your sibling? Are you gonna get along with them, Ondu? You better. There you go. It should do the trick. Huh, let's see. Oh, I can already feel it. All the ideas, they're manifesting in my brain. Honestly, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I guess we'll have to find out. Oh, can you show me a magic trick? Just to test your abilities, I mean. Well, yes, of course I can. Glad you asked. You know I'm a master of fire. Oh, then can you also do fireballs? I wouldn't cast a fireball, a mere magic trick, more like a fully fledged spell. Oh, I wouldn't call it a... yeah. But I can create 10 tiny flames on top of my fingertips. Like, cute little candles. I want to see that. I'd maybe advise you two to play with fire outside. A lot of my ingredients are very flammable. You'll miss a real big show then. I think I'll somehow manage to survive. Your loss. Aura, are you coming as well? I'm good. Alright, Lone Wolf, you're missing out though. Yeah, I mean, I think Aura doesn't like fire because of the whole burning thing. I also think that's why you were very, very terrified of the character wielding a fireball at you. Think you possibly have trauma associated with fire? Certainly. See you later! Have fun! Alright, who's gonna join us now? Hey, Carolyn! God, I love your braid. Look at that sick braid. Innkeep. Carolyn. Quest for taken? Sure is. Why else would it be hanging on the quest board? Don't be mean to Carolyn! Who asked you, thief? You going all by yourself? Of course, I don't do groups. But it could be quite dangerous. Daria seems to be a hotspot for danger at the moment. You wanna come with me or what? So spit it out, kid. No. Fine. Nothing this greatsword can't cleave through by itself. Won't need much help. Cool. I always like that, Innkeep. Depends on who's in the room is such a good answer. Just totally breaking the facade of Aura being edgy by being like, yeah, well, when Melly's in the room, their facade goes away a little. Oh, they're even blushing about it. Huh, I see how it is. You do? Yeah, of course I do. You're like a dragon. You barely know me, so it's obvious you're reserved as to not disclose any weak spots. Sometimes you gotta find the fine line between being reserved and being a tad too... edgy? That. You stop psychoanalyzing me. Yeah. No. God, I do love the characters in this game. I do get attached to quite a few of them. I would definitely say my favorites are obviously Fable. I love Carolyn. Rhea's pretty cool. Aura's growing on me just because of the whole interaction with Melly. And then Melly's great as well. Clay is awesome. Abaya's super cool. Scully's fun. Like, we got a lot of good characters here. Whole lot of good characters. Great. Not like you're with any of not like you're right with any of your assumptions. You could always enlighten us. I'll pass, but I wouldn't mind another drink. Same as always? Yeah, something, you know, something for my aura. Gotcha. Okay. You once again just want another spoken heart. 1, 2, 3. Boom. And boom. So what's your name gonna be next time? I love Carolyn just being the adult in the room. I know, right? Just be like, get to the point. I just saw you lick your nose. I saw that. Thanks. It's good. Enough. Did you just make a little noise? Was that a little noise? That's cute, kid. Being edgy. Yeah, exactly. That was them? They made a little noise. Oh my god, I love this. Splendid. Alright, moving on. What about you, Carolyn? I'd like to know more about the chasmscape that's the path to Dyria. I mean, I haven't been there yet. Me neither, actually. Really? Do you think I never leave this tavern? You have any special insights that might be useful? Not so much about the situation in Dyria itself, but bits and bobs I picked up over the last few days. I think they periodically make little sleepy noises. That's perfect. That's perfect. It's so good. I think that's my favorite new thing we've gotten for our place here. Like, it's so nice. Enlighten me. As you might have read, travel to Diria has become a bit of a hazard. Collapsing bridges, disappearing animals, nervous diplomats. Sounds like a haven for bandits. Among other things. Either way, I'll get that blue blood to Diria. Of course. How about a drink to aid with the undertaking? Thought you'd never ask. Any wishes? I mean, this could go either way. Depends on what's truly going down in Diria. Timing might be important, being swift and smart about it. Evasion, that's what you'd call it. Might have a good infusion for that, the Feather of the Golden Loon. A what? Oh, a rare waterfowl. Legend has it the wind still resides in its feathers, which is why they lend you its speed. Ah, intriguing. Suppose it'd be great for evasion if you added something for the brains to it. Oh, I'll be dealing with a diplomat, so a little additional charisma to get me on his good side wouldn't hurt either. Definitely doable. Alternatively, to be prepped for every possible situation, something to up my defenses wouldn't be too bad. How do you feel about traveling under the blessing of the dragons? I'm all ears. A little citron, your weapon strikes will be blessed. Great against any bandits or bridges. Sounds like something my Baba would have chosen, not that she would have needed it. New information for Carolyn. She inherited that huge greatsword from her grandma, whom Carolyn lovingly calls Baba. Grandma must have been a true hero, devoted to both her strength and the dragons. Naturally, Carolyn has very high expectations of herself. Luckily, she allows herself some breaks every now and then, too. The situation really is that dangerous, something that'd give me more protection would fit. If it comes with enough strength to strike back, that is. Being able to evade the threat by being smart and fast about it might be better. Oh, what? Inkeep, I'll leave the choice to you. Let me think about it. I like that Carolyn isn't like one note either. Like a lot of the other characters are like, I specifically want big defense or big attack so I can tackle this problem my way. But Carolyn specifically like, I could go either way, honestly. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna go for the smart one. And it needs to be one of the bigger ones. Big smart, peak sunrise. Yeah, that appears to be the one. A little bit of speed and everything too. Okay. And then this feather is the one we need. Right? Yes. Okay, so now we just need to do big intelligence. There we go. And then one more of you. Okay, that has us there. Oh wait, we need a little bit more int. Oh yeah, because the intelligence goes down when you put that in there. Okay, cool. Enjoy! I have to walk the dog, be nice to bog ladies while I'm gone. Will do. Let's let wits, wind, and some kind words guide your way. Let's... Hey Rhea! Where are you headed? Here, yeah. Some diplomat clowns in need of aid. Need some escorting of sorts. Aye, Inkeep, is this the escort quest you've been offering? Yep. Boggin' crap. I've been meaning to take that one to earn a little bit of coin on the side. Well, I've already committed to it. What if I tell you I want that quest? Well, you ain't getting it. It's simple. Could you stop me? Do you want me to try? I'd love you to. Come on now, just go together. Yeah, I mean, thanks for Aura being the calm voice of reason in the room. Who asked ye? Exactly. Conversation's giving me a headache. Solution is as easy as it is efficient. Go together, one takes on the big bads, the other the small ones. Either way, you better be prepared for a fight. If it comes to it. Listen, I'm looking to buy some materials for an important project. Materials cost exploded ever since the stars fell. I wouldn't mind a sidekick. Looks sturdy, like you could take a few blows, so... Sure. Let's do it. Let's meet the night at the crossroad to Themis. We'll leave from there. These two going together! Oh my god! The two girl bosses? Hell yeah! Alright. Head to my room to start packing. And to take a nap. Those are effective after all, huh? Oh, shush. You're a brooding fella, aren't you? It's just who I am. Met fellas like you before, you're all the same. Often you got the truest hearts of gold. Let me skip the sincerity, my headache's bad enough. Oh, Inkeep. Are ya? Gal keeps talking about fireworks. He's still oblivious about what actually happened. Luck's with the fools, they say. For many, it'd be easier if it had just been fireworks. He was blabbering about that letter. Oh? Have you opened it yet? No. Dreading what might be inside? I just don't care that much. At least come up with a better lie. Or he could just stop asking. Oh, hey. Asking about what? Nothing. Of course not. I didn't mean to pry or anything, even though I'm very curious by nature. Good for you. I would agree. That and wanderlust is the reason why I decided to come here. To the tavern, to Zenith, to adventure. Woohoo. Thank you. I've come to inquire whether someone has already embarked on the quest to escort my dear friend Tadiria. Very much so. She's sitting right here. Where? Oh, how rude of me. Oh, hello, brave adventurer. Raya's enough. Hello, brave Raya. You were the one who's going to escort my dear friend? Along with Carolyn. That one. Oh, Carolyn, phenomenal! I'm beyond thrilled to learn that my dear friend is going to be in such capable hands. Though I've been wondering... Come on, spit it out. Could I perhaps join? It's totally alright if not, but this diplomat is very dear to me and it feels like my duty to aid him. Can you even fight? Well, I can talk. Very well, in fact. I can fight with my words. They're like, Turns out Archie is not only an avid reader, but also an aspiring author. To fulfill his dream and acquire more inspiration for his works, he's determined to go on a real quest. Good thing his childhood friend is in dire need of brave adventurers. The wolf would hate it. So sure thing. Come on, lad. I'll show you some tricks. We leave him in there. I love this Carolyn going with Rhea thing. They're just trying to one-up each other. I'm sad Bugs is missing this, because these are like her two favorite characters. Well, besides Bara. Or Bala? What was their name? Baya. Really? How exciting! Come on, let's go. Oh, how the turntables! Me going on a very dangerous and important quest instead of merely reading about it. Like you're on the right path for your hero's journey. Indeed, all the stories I'll have to tell when I return, Innkeeper. Can't wait. Farewell, see you soon. Goodbye. See you soon. Hope their quest goes well and they don't run into anything unexpected. What's on your mind? Are there any open quests left? There's one, but it involves social conflict resolution. Sure, whatever. I'm taking this. Don't put your drink on top of it. It's a bit too soon to go on another quest. You just got back. At least have a long rest, replenish some resources. I'm good. You sure? No, but who cares? I do. Don't. But too late for that, I'm afraid. I already paid you with a story today, so get me one of those quest drinks. Something with a little more violence. I don't think I'll be doing that. Hey, Fable! Hiya, Innkeeper. Hiya, Fable. Hiya, Mal. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, your name's not Malachite anymore. Would you like a drink? Actually, I'm here for a quest. Archie told me there was still one left and I wanted to ask if I could take it. Good question, Fable. I see it's on me to answer it. Aura's thinking about taking the quest. Who's Aura? John, Malachite, that guy. Oh, nice name. Thank you. But if you're already taking it, I guess I'm too late. Hope you have fun. Why don't you two go together? Together? Is that allowed? Of course. Teamwork's the adventuring world's bread and butter. Most heroic deeds are not done alone. Life would be very lonely that way. Would be, yes. So you should go on this quest together. Combine your individual strengths to solve any problems better than you could ever alone. And you would get to know each other better in the process. It's a win-win. Or, what do you think? Would you be okay with that? I guess. Would you? I think so. Sounds fun. Cool. Settled then. You'll go together. Wow, you seem actually interested in going with Fable. I can ask, what exactly is the quest about? Archie only mentioned there was one. Simple. Baya's worried because the Banshee of the Lonesome Lagoon and the Mara Morgan of the Ashen Grove aren't speaking to each other. She fears the end of their relationship would also mean the end of her friendship with them. Baya's friends with the Mara Morgan? Best friends. Ah, so we need to talk to the Mara Morgan. And the Banshee. What an opportunity. I always wanted to come face to face with the embodiment of sorrow. Don't you think that's scary? No. You know what's scary? Failing relationships. Ow. Social fights are the most dangerous kind. I find them less scary than wrathful spirits. Seems like together your fears will cancel each other out. I don't know enough about math to dispute that. Speaking of math-ish, how do you want to approach this? It's not an easy task, so we must be smart about it. You still have any of those Fey crystals, the ones that make you fade in their shadows entirely? Sure do. Good. Suggest you mix those with a hefty serving of intelligence. Then we can turn invisible and come up with a clever ruse to make them fall for each other again without them knowing it was us. Do you just want to avoid social interaction? Maybe. I mean, that's fair. You know, that makes sense. Maybe I just remember how well being invisible served me last time. Fair enough. I don't know, I feel like they should talk about their feelings. Well, their feelings is that they never want to talk to each other again. Then they should talk about that too. It's not the point of the quest. I think it is. We should face the problem head on instead of trying to find a way to avoid it. I think I could do with another round of charisma for this one. And maybe... Clay mentioned you have Thunder Sage. That would help us inspire other people. Correct. I'll admit it works a little differently for everyone, but I have no doubt you'll figure it out. Speaking of Clay, he wanted me to tell you that he and Tia will make it back in time for the barbecue. Really? That's amazing. Laura, you should come too. We're having a barbecue at the werewolf settlement on the 31st. It'll be great fun, I think. I don't think so. Oh. Alright. Have to get back to Rufus at some point. He'll need his wool cut. Speaking of Rufus, if you're here, Fable, where's the sheepfish? Lena picked him up. She said she'd bring him home so he has to spend less time alone. Great. Was that wrong? I told her exactly what kind of food to give him in case he gets hungry while they wait for you. No, it's fine. He likes her. They're a good match. Anyway, we should hurry, so you don't miss your barbecue. Right, Innkeeper. Can you help us pick the right approach? Either invisible and intelligent, or charismatic and inspiring. I trust your expertise. Let me think about it. Charismatic and inspiring. Charismatic and inspiring. This is the crystal, right? Is that the invisibility one? Which one is that? Fey crystal. Oh wait, no. We need to be charismatic. So Thunder Sage is the blue one. So we need this. Alright. And we need big charisma with it. So a sunny breeze I think would work. Yeah. That looks about right to me. So a little bit more intelligence. There we go. Big charisma. And then one of you. Is that not right? Oh, I put in way too much of that. Oh. Okay, I gotta pour the whole thing out. Okay, let's start with big charisma first. Because we know we need that. Ding. Ding. Alright, so that's good. That gives 2 of those. Now we just need this. There we go. Sunny breeze. I think a direct approach is the better choice. After all, honest communication is important, right? Would you say so? Very much so, and you? I think honesty is the best approach to any situation, including this one. Agreed. I think the only question left is, where should we start? The Ashen Grove is closer. You already know where to find the Mara Morgan. You do? Yes, I encountered her before. So she'll remember you. Useful. I hope not. Last time she tried to drown me. Oh. I see. It was pretty embarrassing. I know the way to the Banshee too. Might be smarter to start with the one further away and work backwards. That makes sense. Let's do that. Good. We should prepare first. The journey to Boreas won't be easy. You're right. We should leave tomorrow morning. We should. Wonderful. Glad to know you'll actually rest between quests, Sora. If I must. You went on a quest with Melly, right? How was it? Fine. Reminded me of my parents. Are they... well? They're dead. Ah! Burned to death. I'm sorry, that's horrible. That's life. Shouldn't be. How old were you when you lost them? 7. Oh wow. Must have been really scary. It was... fine. Doesn't sound fine. When I was 7, I ran into a vine-spiked boar while searching for friendly rocks. It chased me through the forest for almost an hour. First I thought I was gonna die, then I was sure I would never step foot outside again. But when they found me crying, my family hugged me so tightly they dried up all my tears. And when when I sat in my room frozen in fear, we danced and played board games until I forgot I was even scared. I can't imagine not having that. I can. It was... Please don't say fine. I think that's another alert. Yep. Scary. Really scary. I waited at home by myself for 2 whole days. Thought the shadows were going to eat me at some point. And when I was finally brave enough to leave, it was too late. You know it wasn't your fault, right? I know I never want to feel that scared again. But it's fine, because I fixed it. Fixed it? I'm taking revenge on the bastards who caused their death. Popular approach these days. Did that make you feel any better? Yeah, sure. It was just a natural part of my journey, following the path of darkness. It's my destiny. Misery is nobody's destiny. He's right. You shouldn't confine yourself to sadness just because it's what you're used to. Besides, the innkeeper always says you can choose your own destiny. And I decided our destiny is to bring these 2 lovebirds back together, at least for now. I think I need to go prepare for a treacherous journey ahead. You should let Melina know you're leaving. She'll be worried senseless otherwise. Let her know you'll be back. It might not be. Don't be like your parents. Whatever. Time to go. You do just make little noises. Do you think I should go after them? I think sometimes we need a bit of time to feel our feelings by ourselves, before we feel comfortable enough feeling them in front of other people. That's a no, right? Give him a moment. You'll have plenty of time to be there for him when they're trying to play matchmaker for the undead. Right, we have to do that. Which is fine, I'll be fine. The Mira Morgan probably doesn't even remember me. And if she does, I can run, or hide, or cry. No matter what, you won't be alone. Can't tell Aura how afraid I am. It'll be so embarrassing. If you want to be there for him, you should also let him know when you're scared. It's only fair. I don't want to burden them with my problems. Being a burden every once in a while is part of the wonderful experience of being loved. Friends appreciate it when you trust them enough to let them help you. When you care for people, you're willing to put in a little work to make them smile. But you already know all this, don't you? I do, but it's just so much harder to keep in mind when it comes to myself. I know. You've been doing very well, Fable. Thank you, Innkeeper. It's all thanks to you. That isn't true. I've been trying to help you the best I can, but you're the one who actually has to change. And I'm proud of how far you've come. Let's call it teamwork then. Let's. Anytime. Can I stay for a little longer? I think I need a bit more time before I can face my fears. Always, Fable. Thank you. Now it's nighttime. Ah, Carolyn, you're awake. Morning. It's not morning. Did I sleep that long? No, still the same day. Makes more sense. Not morning, Elfie. Not morning. How'd you sleep? Not much. I think your drink made me restless. I feel that. Archie said you're going on a quest? Yeah, Ray and I will be escorting some rich bastard to Diria. A little nicer, please. He's Archie's friend. Sorry, we'll be escorting some rich idiot to Diria. Archie's friend, I see. That's why he was so excited. Is his friends leaving? Must really be craving some peace and quiet. Oh, no, he's excited because they get to travel together. Carolyn's finding out! What? He said he's coming along. Since when? Rhea invited him. Great. Is it too late to back out? Yes, don't be a coward. Or no, would you like to? I mean, yes, don't be a coward, or no, would you like to? I wonder what your reasonings would be. No, would you like to? I guess. And feel free. Rhea's gonna eat that kid alive. And I'm a woman of my word. If you want me to tell you that you have to do this, I'm afraid you'll have to make that decision yourself. Fine, I'll go. But I'll need another drink. That'd be rather difficult. I already gave you a drink tailored to your quest, and my boost shouldn't be mixed so irresponsibly right before an adventure. So I'm just supposed to deal with this headache by myself? Yes. Very helpful, thank you. You're welcome. Do you think something exciting will happen on your quest? We'll see. Got a good feeling about it? I reckon I'm gonna meet another guardian. Maybe. That would be fun, right? What kind would you like to meet this time? Not sure. I feel like I already met the one I was looking for. What could be greater than tricking a wyvern chimera? You're right. I think that means it's time to befriend the Realm Keepers now. Wouldn't that be something? Which one would you like to meet the most? Gaia. Can't think of an honor greater than that, you? Gaia as well, but I feel like I should pick someone else for balance. Cassiopeia, maybe? I'd love to ask her how she's doing right now, maybe give her a hug. You'd be the type to give a dragon a hug. What does that mean? That you're very lovely, I think. It's true. Something like that. So, fellow dragon enjoyer, who would you pick? No repeats. This is my thruple. Right here. this is my thruple of choice. The first dragon, Twat the Spirit Dragon. Serpent of the Primordial Sea, Leviathan. Ooh, I don't know about that. Twat. Keeps the balance between life and death. One might consider him the embodiment of order. He's so strict, no one alive may enter his realm and no one dead may leave. And yet there are countless trickster myths about his escapades within the mortal realm. I enjoy that duality. Hope that dead never get bored with him. That'd be nice. I suspect your quest will have its merits even if you don't meet any of the Realm Keepers. That's true. I bet you and Rhea will have a lot to talk about. You can teach Archie more about adventuring. Not so sure about that. You're a great teacher. I've learned so much from you already just by being your friend. Like how to say what I really mean. I'm still working on it, obviously, but I feel so much better when I'm being honest about what I want. I'm getting a lot better at it. Thank you. And Melly loves practicing with you too. She said she wants to ask Rhea to build her a greatsword of her own. So a regular sized dagger? Teaching someone to hold a sword is one thing, guts and bravery is something else. Not sure I can teach Archie something I'm still practicing myself. You can always practice together. Yeah, speaking of practice, you're going on a quest too, Elfie? I am. Aura and I are going to fix the Banshee and the Mara Morgan's relationship. That sneaky trickster's new name. It is. Ain't you scared of the Mara Morgan? Only a little. Okay, maybe a lottle. That's funny. You think she's gonna drown me? Do you think the Banshee will? Maybe they'll reunite through the teamwork of drowning me? Probably not. I think you'll probably find some wacky as heck solution that no person in the history of dragonkind would have ever thought of. Like being kind or whatever. I'd like that. And if all else fails, you always got an insane air echo by your side to pull you out of the water if you can swim. He's sane. Is he? Well... mostly I think he's sad, and sadness can make people feel a lot of intense things. Like fear, anger, or nothing at all. Anything that isn't sadness. It's easy to lose yourself in that, but there's always a way out if you're looking. You taking that sheepfish thing along? Maybe? I think he might let him stay with Melina so she isn't so alone. Or so he isn't at risk of losing him. Probably both. Not a bad idea. I would hate for her to be all alone while you two go chasing ghosts. Maybe we can send Grace over to check up on her. Or Hex? No. Guess if you're going with whatever the Drake's his name is, you'll finally be able to ask him about his cheesecake recipe. Cheesecake recipe? Lena mentioned he has a good one. I thought maybe he could show me how to make it. That sounds like a great idea. Ask him. Use my kitchen if you want to. Really? That would be amazing. I'll ask him. Maybe. Andu will be waiting for you. A completely different note, Carolyn. What happened to those undead snails you wanted to check in on? Well, they're slow, ain't they? Still got a little time to stick around. So you'd say you like it here? Not too bad here. Thought maybe I'd even bring my cousin a souvenir. Hands off my trinkets. Ain't that air echo. I got her something from the market or the elf settlement. Maybe I'll bring you something back from her farm, Elfie. You mentioned you'd love try planting some ghost berries. Either way, I'll stop by sooner or later. Don't want to risk her turning into a werewolf and moving house. Huh. But seriously, if any of my family members turn into dragon-forsaken werewolves, I'll be joining the Van Helsings. Still don't know if they killed werewolves. Don't care. Do you think I could come with you when you go, I mean? I could gather the ghost berries myself and know a lot about snails. You should. You got away with her family members. And the snails would love you. I have to agree. You'd probably make it a chaotic mess, but... Fun chaotic mess? Yeah. Seems like you guys did end up forming a party after all. Shut up. Okay. Anyway, it's late. I think I should get back to the settlement and catch some rest. Fable! Fable has an extreme talent for being able to read other people extremely well. Yeah, I've noticed. Despite their anxiety, they know what to say in serious situations and go out of their way to help people in need. Turns out a little bit of positive feedback and validation is enough motivation to chase their dreams of adventuring. Carolyn, do you want to come with? We can stop by the werewolf settlement and say hi to Mr. Dragon, or bye. Ain't sure I got any tips for you in return, but I can listen to your worrying. Yeah, you're good at that. Do you want to come too, Innkeeper? Afraid Andu doesn't do well in civilization or alone, especially not alone. But I'll eagerly be awaiting your stories. I'll return with plenty. Counting on it. Good night, Carolyn. Good night, Fable. Night. Good night. Is that it? That appears to be it. Another day down. We might have to go ahead and end there because I don't know how much longer, or how long another day would take. So... We unfortunately do have to aim to end these, like, you know, when the day starts and stuff. I also started late today, so it's close enough to my normal ending time.